game about child trafficking. In order to sensitive and create awareness of child trafficking, I have created an interactive game to enlighten us about what child trafficking is all about. Trafficking of children, which is also known as child labor, is a form of human trafficking and is defined as the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, and/or receipt of a child for the purpose of slavery, forced labor and exploitation. The trafficking of children for the purpose of domestic service, prostitution and other forms of exploitative labor is a widespread phenomenon in Africa, most especially in Nigeria. The causes of children and women trafficking are numerous. They include poverty, desperation to escape violence, corruption, unemployment, illiteracy and ignorance. Violence, coercion and deception are used to take victims away from their families. Regretfully, Nigeria is a source, transit and destination country for trafficked women and children. Child trafficking is a crime that exploits girls and boys for numerous purposes including forced labor and sex.
Hello, this is a video walkthrough of the VR experience I created for the VR Udacity Capstone project. It is an interactive story to create awareness about child trafficking. I'll be listing out the achievements that are built in this experience. For the fundamentals category, I did a total of 6 achievements, which equal to 600 points. Scale achievements of the environment, animation of the door when it's been unlocked by a key, locomotion, which is achieved with teleportation, physics achievement, which involves grabbing and throwing of the axe, key, and sticks on the ground. Video player achievement, which is done by playing and pausing the video in the scene.
Afford to feed her. My mother asked me to stay here to help earn money for myself and her. For myself, I want to learn to sew so that I can have a skill for my future.
Hannah says her work is hard. She says she suffers from migraines. Children in forced labor often face abuse within families. Aid worker Jean-Elie.
They do not go to school. They just work all day without a break, without anything to eat when they are hungry.
Empathy of the VR experience, which is awareness, pity, sympathy, and care.
Trafficking of migrant children has unquestionably affected individual children and their communities in various immediate and long-term ways. It sometimes endangers the children's lives. The obvious impacts of child trafficking often mentioned is on deteriorating their education, physical and mental development. In the case of Cambodia, most children were from families in which the fathers deceased during the Cambodian Civil War. Before leaving the community of origin, migrant children trafficked in all extreme forms of child labor in this sub-region largely have only primary education or less.
For the completeness category, I did a total of 4 achievements, which equal to 1,000 points. I added gamification to the VR experience by allowing the players to answer questions related to child trafficking and getting a key to unlock another experience. The Diegetic UI achievement was also achieved by adding directions or pointers to direct the player on how to interact in the environment. The village 3D environment was designed by me using Google SketchUp. The VR experience also achieved alternative storyline by moving to another scene to continue with the experience. In the challenges category, I tested the VR experience with 2 players and I have recorded the feedback I got from each of them and also the changes I made to their feedback.